Good evening, fellow Flytownians. This is your president speaking, Mr. Flight, and I am sadly here to inform you that our beloved Jimothy has been caught and killed by a Venus flytrap. In my deepest condolences, I would like to educate you all on these carnivorous dangers to our society and how we may deal with these beasts. The way that poor Jimothy was caught was the alluring scent of the nectar that Venus flytraps produce on the inside of their pinkish-red jaws to lure in, trap, and digest us. That's right, you heard me. These monsters seem to have a mind of their own, intentionally killing us, or so it seems. They lure us in with a sweet aroma, and then somehow even know whether or not it's a pollinator or some other type of bug like the rest of us. We don't know how these plants can tell the difference between pollinator and prey, but they seem to somehow notice when we touch the nerve-like hairs in their open jaws. The cells of these hairs must be specialized because they send an electrical signal into the plant, making the jaw close and having digestive fluids be secreted into the mouth. The plants need to eat us flies and other bugs alike because they do not get enough nutrition from the soil they grow in. They do not often grow in areas with nutritious soil. They are also bad competitors against other plants. Shrubs can easily take the nutrients and water out of the soil a lot better than a Venus flytrap can. So because of that, the traps need to get extra nutrients. They thankfully aren't a plant with much lignin, or us flies wouldn't have any chance of killing these monsters before they kill us. But they do use abscisic acid to save energy in the bottom of the plant during the winter. Dang, abscisic acid. Usually you keep tasty plants alive for us through the winter so our next generation can eat it again in the next season. But now you're keeping dangers like this alive? Pfft, helping them be perennial plants. Thankfully, the Venus flytrap's jaws die during the winter, and at that point, they are only relying on photosynthesis. But their jaws grow back from their underground stems, and we can't survive in the winter either, so it isn't really an advantage to us. We might honestly have to move away from here, because Venus flytraps are endemic to the coastal plain of North and South Carolina. Since this is where our little community of Flytown is living, leaving might grant us safety. I would like to say that we could steal some of the humans' fire to burn down the Venus flytraps when we see them, but they are resilient against burning. In fact, they use it to their advantage, because weaker plants that steal the trap's resources burn up in the flames, meanwhile Venus flytraps are sitting there just fine. The Venus flytrap only takes a few days to bounce back to full health after a fire. Now, there aren't a lot of Venus flytraps. In fact, our human informants say that they are nationally listed as vulnerable. This isn't enough, though. There are still enough of them that we are losing good flies. They can go months between meals, and they will find another food source other than our people. So if leaving is our option, we may never come back. But I believe it's the only way to ensure Flytown's safety. We can't even pull them out of the ground easily because they have bulb-like fibrous roots, which are harder to pull out than taproots. So this is your president of Flytown, Mr. Flight, telling you we should probably evacuate to avoid the danger of Venus flytraps. Rest in peace, Jimothy. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for gathering here.